Welcome to our channel Mystery Minds, where we try to unravel unsolved mysteries of the world. A plane swooping over the high desert of southern Peru finds the sand and rocks to be drab pale and arranging themselves into different forms. Tan and rust-red tones eventually give way to distinct white lines. A parched desert with crisscross white strips receives less than an inch of rain annually. As lines take on shapes and become trapezoids, straight lines, rectangles, triangles, and swirls, the environment transforms. A hummingbird, a spider, and a monkey are among the more recognizable shapes that emerge from some of the swirls and zigzags. These are the well-known Nazca Lines, which have been a mystery for more than 80 years. How did they come to be? How could they have been useful? Were aliens present? The lines are located in an area of Peru that is roughly 200 miles southeast of Lima, close to the town of Nazca as it is today. More than 800 straight lines, 300 geometric shapes, and 70 biomorphic, also known as animal and plant, designs are included in all. The length of the biomorphs ranges from 50 to 1,200 feet, as large as the Empire State Building, while some of the straight lines stretch up to 30 miles. The lines revealed. The first person to systematically investigate the lines was the Peruvian archaeologist Toribio Mejía in 1926. But the lines were only made known to the general public with the invention of flight, by pilots flying commercial planes over Peru in the 1930s, because they are nearly impossible to recognize from the ground. One day after the winter solstice, on June 22, 1941, American professor Paul Kosok conducted research and discovered that he was at the end of a line. When Kosok glanced up from his labor at the conclusion of a long day studying the lines, he saw the sunset perfectly aligned with the line. The 310 square mile area of high desert was dubbed the largest astronomy book in the world by Kosok. The German Maria Reit, dubbed the Lady of the Lines, came after Kosok. Reit spent 40 years studying the lines and relentlessly defended her views about their astronomical and calendrical significance. Her work was recognized with a 1974 National Geographic Award. Reit fought tirelessly to keep the place safe, in order to be able to personally guard the lines from careless tourists. She even resided in a tiny house close to the desert. What are the lines? The lines are called geoglyphs, which are drawings created on the ground by removing dirt and rocks to produce a negative picture. The rocks that blanket the desert have worn and oxidized to a rich rust color. The exposed sand is pale in color and has a high contrast when the top 12 to 15 inches of rock are removed. With very little rain, wind, or erosion, the exposed designs have lasted for 500 to 000 years without much alteration. Most of the lines are thought to have been created by the Nazca people, who lived from approximately the year 1 until the year 708. Some parts of the Pampa resemble a well-worn chalkboard, with lines crossing over one another in patterns broken up by straight lines that can be traced back to antiquity or present times. The theories. The Kosok Reach astronomy theories held true until the 1970s, when a group of American researchers arrived in Peru to study the glyphs. This new wave of research started to poke holes in the archaeoastronomy view of the lines, not to mention the radical theories in the 60s relating to aliens and ancient astronauts. Joan Reinhard, a National Geographic explorer in residence, brought a multidisciplinary approach to the analysis of the lines. Look at the large ecological system. What's around Nazca? Where were the Nazca people located? In a region that receives only about 20 minutes of rain per year, water was clearly an important factor. It seems likely that most of the lines did not point at anything on the geographical or celestial horizon, but rather led to places where rituals were performed to obtain water and fertility of crops, wrote Reinhardt in his book The Nazca Lines, a new perspective on their origin and meanings. Anthony Avani, a former National Geographic grantee, agrees, "Our discoveries clearly show that the straight lines and trapezoids are related to water, but not used to find water, but rather used in connection with rituals." Thank you for joining us on this journey through the intriguing world of the Nazca Lines in southern Peru. If you found this video informative and enjoyed learning about these enigmatic creations, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating explorations of history and archaeology. See you in the next adventure.